Have you ever thought about what goes into making your medicine? It's a fascinating and complex process. It's more than just the active ingredient. There are many other components involved. Lurking within our medications are impurities. These are unwanted chemicals that can tag along during the manufacturing process, or even develop over time, due to various factors. Now don't panic. The presence of impurities doesn't necessarily mean your medicine is bad or unsafe. But it's super important to understand what impurities are, where they come from, and how they might affect the quality and safety of the drugs we rely on every day. Think of it like baking a cake. The process is quite similar in many ways. You have your main ingredients like flour and sugar, but sometimes a little bit of something else might sneak in without you noticing. Maybe a speck of vanilla bean or a tiny bit of salt. These small additions can be harmless. In small amounts, these extra bits probably won't hurt anything and might even enhance the flavor. But if you get too much salt in your cake, it's not going to taste very good. It can ruin the entire batch. It's the same with medicine. We need to make sure the impurities are kept in check so they don't cause any unexpected side effects or reduce the effectiveness of the medication. Just like there are different types of ingredients in a recipe, there are different types of impurities that can end up in our medicine, affecting its quality and safety. We can group these unwanted guests into three main categories: organic, inorganic, and residual solvents. Organic impurities are like those extra bits of vanilla bean or chocolate chips in our cake analogy. They're often byproducts of the manufacturing process or can form when the medicine is being stored for long periods. Inorganic impurities, on the other hand, are more like those sneaky grains of salt that you might not notice at first. These are typically metals or other inorganic materials that can find their way in from the equipment used to make the medicine, or even from the raw materials themselves. Finally, we have residual solvents. These are like the faint scent of vanilla extract that might linger in your kitchen after you've finished baking. Residual solvents are liquids used during the manufacturing process that can be difficult to remove completely, posing potential risks if not properly managed. Imagine a factory with giant vats, pipes and filters, all working tirelessly to produce life-saving medications for people around the world. It's a complex and intricate process, and at each step, there's a chance for inorganic impurities to sneak in unnoticed. One major source of these impurities is the raw materials themselves. Just like the ingredients for our cake can come from different farms and suppliers, the chemicals used to make medicines can vary significantly in purity. Then there are the reagents and catalysts used during the manufacturing process, which are crucial for the reactions. These are like the baking powder and yeast that help our cake rise to perfection. While essential for the chemical reactions, they can leave behind trace amounts of inorganic materials, which can be problematic. And let's not forget about the manufacturing equipment itself, which plays a vital role. Think of the mixing bowls, spoons, and ovens used to make our cake at home. In a pharmaceutical factory, these are stainless steel vats, filters, and pipes, and even the most well-maintained equipment can introduce small amounts of metals into the mix, affecting the final product. Section 4. Impact on drug quality and safety. Remember how too much salt can ruin a perfectly good cake? The same goes for impurities in medicine. Too much of the wrong kind of impurity can affect the quality, safety, and even the effectiveness of a drug. In some cases, impurities might just make the medicine look or taste different, but in other cases they can be downright dangerous. Some impurities can cause allergic reactions or other unwanted side effects, and in the worst-case scenario, impurities can even be toxic. That's why it's so important for pharmaceutical companies to keep a close eye on impurities and make sure they stay within safe limits. Think of it like a game of hide and seek. Scientists are constantly developing new methods to detect even the tiniest amounts of impurities lurking within our medications.